All right, John. Let's roll to see who goes first. So we got 10, 11, 16.
Yahtzee. I win.
You win. All right. Well, good luck.
You too. Have fun.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Are you gonna keep?
Yeah. I'll give it a try.
I have a pretty reasonable hand. I'm gonna keep. I don't know. We'll see if I get punished. Probably.
Fetch. Go to 19.
Yep. Was that a marsh flats?
Yep.
All right. Getting a scrub land.
Yep. And I'm going to cast an Inquisition, targeting you.
Inquisition targeting me. Yeah, it's gonna resolve. So I have Transmute Artifact, Dimir Signet, Nihil Spellbomb, and Thirst for Knowledge that you can take.
Okay.
I have a City of Traders, a Jace the Mind Sculptor, and a Tezzeret Agent of Bolus that you cannot take.
1 second. I just need to write that down.
Sure.
What's Transmute Artifact again?
So Transmute Artifact is a sorcery for 2 blue mana. And what it does is it allows you to sacrifice an artifact and search your library for another artifact and put it into play. Some interesting notes about how the card mechanics actually work is sacrificing the artifact is not part of the cost, it's part of the resolution. So if you counter it, I don't have to sack anything.
Okay.
If I search for an artifact that's more expensive than the artifact I sacrificed, I have to pay mana equal to the difference in casting cost.
All right. Let's take the Dimir Signet.
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
Tempo is important.
That's pretty much the whole reason I kept the hand.
The table's yours.
All right. Draw. I'll play an Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, and a Nihil Spellbomb.
Okay. Cut.
Yeah. And then I'll pass.
Go to draw step. I'll fetch. Marsh Flats.
Yep, down to 18.
Yep. I'm going to grab a Bayou this time.
Seems good.
I'll attempt to cast Dark Confidant.
Dark Confidant resolves.
The table's yours.
All right.
I didn't shuffle yet.
Untap. Draw. I need to draw some cards, so I'm gonna exile your graveyard, and I'll pay a black so that I draw a card.
Yep.
Cut your deck. Make my land drop. City of Traders and pass.
Upkeep, Bob Trigger.
Yep.
Reveal Sword of Fire and Ice.
All right, so that brings you down to 15.
Yep. Draw step.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play Wasteland and I'll waste City of Traders.
In response, I'll float 2 mana.
Okay. Let's move to attack step.
Okay.
Swing for 2.
Yep, I go down to 18.
I'm going to attempt to cast Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite Shaman resolves.
The table's yours.
Untap. Draw. All right. I'll play Underground Sea, and let's go for a Thopter Foundry.
Thopter Foundry is going to resolve.
All right, and I'll pass.
Upkeep, Bob Trigger.
Yep.
Reveal Batter Skull.
Nice. Down to 10.
Draw step.
Yep. Some basic swamp action.
I'll make a black,
Sure.
and I'll Abrupt Decay the Thopter Foundry.
Yeah, that resolves.
I'm also going to exile your City of Traders.
Sure. It's
And
exiled.
I will make a white mana.
Mm-hmm.
Cast Stoneforge Mystic.
Yep, that resolves.
And I'm going to search for Sword of Feast and Famine.
Okay.
I'll move to attack. Swing for
Sure.
2.
Yep, I take it down to 16.
16 to 10, and the table's yours.
So all you have to do is flip 10 more damage and I win. Draw. Well, this is what I'm dealing with. Dealing with these. These are all great cards. I wish I could cast them. Go ahead.
Cut.
Pretty sure I'm just dead.
Confidant trigger. Bitter Blossom.
Yep.
Go to 8. Draw.
And what's interesting is John has all these equipment in his hand, and you'd think that there's a danger of him dying to Bob, but he has both Deathrite Shaman and he has Batterskull in his hand to sort of negate any possibility of dying.
Do you have a land in your graveyard?
No.
Okay. I'm going to activate my Stoneforge Mystic. And I'm going to cast Sword of Feast and Famine. And I'm going to exile my Wasteland from my graveyard
Yep.
to make a black mana. And I'm going to suit up Dark Confidant with my Sword of Feast and Famine.
Yeah, sure.
Move to attack step, swing for 4.
All right, I'll take that 4 damage down to 12. There's actually no creatures in the graveyard, so there's
Okay.
not a... Oh, yeah, and trigger the discard, right?
Yep, trigger discard, and I untap my lands.
I'll get rid of Jace the Mind Sculptor because he's just the worst card in my hand right now.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to cast... I will attempt to cast a Sword of Fire and Ice.
That resolves.
The table's yours.
All right, draw. Gosh, this is slow going. This is pretty painful. Go ahead and play a Talisman of Dominance and pass. So, yeah, I am definitely all kinds of super dead.
Confidant trigger.
Yep,
Reveal Wasteland.
sure.
So good. Let's attack. No, use your mana first, then attack. Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, sure. Another death rate.
Wasteland Underground Sea.
Seems good.
Activate Stoneforge.
Yep.
Put in Batterskull. Let's bring in this badass
Trigger
Predator
that germ
Batterskull
token. That's a nice. That's the
Yeah.
predator right there.
Oh yeah, he's totally going
He's
all
gonna
sorts
gain
of
you some
Predator
life.
crazy. Let's attack for 4.
Yeah, just 4. All right. Not
Trigger
scared of that.
discard.
Go to 8.
Untap my lands.
Yeah, I'll discard Tezzeret, Agent of Bolus.
I'm gonna equip my Sword of Fire and Ice to Batterskull, because that seems pretty good.
Yeah, the germ token's pretty well suited up right now.
And the table's yours.
All right, tap, draw. Ooh, now that would have been a card to have in my opening hand. Might have been a slightly different game, but
Another colored land.
that is a different timeline, and I'm pretty sure I just die right now. So go ahead, John. Show them how it's done.
Flip Bob.
Thoughtseize.
7.
Down to 7.
Draw. Attack for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Sure, I die.
Again.
Good game.
Like, I don't know, I figured I could kill a Signet. Something. The swords was pretty dead. I knew that.
Yep.
Really like this stuff.
All right, I'll be on the play since I lost the last one. Good luck.
You too. Have fun.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wish I knew a little bit more about playing this deck, but you know what? I think I'm gonna keep. I'll show you guys at home. You can leave notes in the comment section. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I don't know how strongly this deck mulligans, but I mean this seems reasonable. So we'll try it out.
This is what I drew for my opener. Not the greatest, but you know, I really like this card, so I'm gonna roll with it.
All right. So I'm gonna lead with a swamp, and I'll pass the turn.
Draw. Whoops. Marsh Flats.
Yep.
Fetch. Go to 19.
Sure.
I will grab a Bayou.
Down on the bayou. That's where John hangs out.
Yeah. I'll go to 17 and cast Thoughtseize.
17. Thoughtseize. Alright. So I have 2 Chalice of the Voids, an Ensnaring Bridge, a Force of Will, and 2 Underground Seas. So I kept it because I knew I'm going to land a Chalice at 1, regardless of if he plays turn 1 discard or not. Ensnaring Bridge is interesting because if I'm able to play out my whole hand, he won't be able to attack me and kill me. And his only way of killing me is with creatures. Force of Will is not a card I'm crazy about in this matchup because he's heavy on discard. But it might be worth it if he tries playing like a Liliana or something.
With the current hand I have right now, I think my best play is to take the Ensnaring Bridge.
I think you're right. I don't know your hand, but it seems right. All set?
The table's yours.
Untap, draw, play my Underground Sea, 2 mana, Chalice of the Void at 1.
That resolves.
And I'll pass.
Draw.
Yep.
Tap, sack.
Another Marsh Flats, down to 16.
Oops. Can you grab that? Thank you. This time I'm going to grab a Savannah.
Seems good.
I'm going to attempt to cast a Bitter Blossom.
Bitter Blossom resolves.
The table's yours.
Alright, untap, draw. It's an interesting card. What do I want to do here? I'll go ahead and cast a Baleful Strix. Trigger the draw.
Yep, Baleful Strix is in there.
And then I will play my Underground Sea and pass the turn.
Upkeep, I'll lose a life and make
Down to
a Bitter Blossom
15.
token.
Black, 1/1 Flying
These are going to be
Fairy.
the Bitter Blossom tokens. He is a 1/1 Black Fairy Rogue with flying. I'm going to play a Wasteland and waste the untapped sea.
I'll float a blue in response.
I'll move to my attack step.
I will not use that blue.
Okay, go to second main phase.
Yep.
And I'm going to attempt to cast Dark Confidant.
Dark Confidant resolves.
The table's yours.
Alright, so you have some pretty sweet card advantage engines going on your side of the table. Let's see if I can match that. Draw. I'll play City of Traders, tap for 2 mana, and play Sword of the Meek.
Yep.
Then I'll pay 2 to equip it to Baleful Strix.
Okay.
And so he's now a 2/3.
Yep.
And I'll attack you with a Flying Death Touch Curt Ape.
Looks like I'm going to take 2 and go to 13.
Alright. Go ahead.
Upkeep, I'm going to put the Bitter Blossom on the stack first with the Dark Confidant on top. Reveal Abrupt Decay.
Sure,
Go
I'm
to
not
11.
scared of that card at all.
And then go to 10 from the Bitter Blossom.
I'm scared of that card.
We'll put the inactive token over here on top of the Bitter Blossom. Stop confusion. And I'll go to my draw step.
All this confusion is making me hungry.
Okay, I'm going to play a Wasteland and waste... Let's waste the City of Traders.
Well, that takes me off 4 mana. No Planeswalkers off the top.
So he's at 2/3, correct?
Correct.
Alright. We're going to swing in for 3.
I'll take it, and I go to 17.
I'll pass turn.
Untap. Draw. I'll play Seed of the Synod, and once again I will attack you for 2.
Okay. I'm going to block with this token,
Sure.
and before damage, I'm going to cast... I'll cast Abrupt Decay, targeting the Sword of the Meek.
Sweet. Okay, so we trade.
He doesn't have a Thopter Foundry yet, so I thought it was appropriate to trade for now. Trade with the Baleful Strix and keep swinging with all my creatures.
I don't want you to be able to take away Chalice on 1, so I'll go ahead and play another Chalice at 1.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it under this because they're both on 1. And I'll pass the turn.
Upkeep, same as before. Dark Confidant first. Reveal Deathrite Shaman.
Yep. Down to 9.
Chalice is pretty good. And then I go to 8 from the Bitter Blossom.
8, correct.
Draw step. I will waste the Underground Sea.
I'll float a blue in response.
Move to attack step.
Okay.
Get in for 3.
Yep. I go down to 14.
It's quite greedy. Thinking about doing that. Seems pretty bad. I'll pass turn.
All right. Untap. Draw. I'll play an Ancient Tomb and say go.
Bob Trigger.
Yep.
Liliana.
Sweet. Down to 5. And then down to 4.
Draw step.
Yep.
What's your life total?
14.
Okay. Play a Scrubland.
Mm-hmm.
Cast Liliana. If I can find her.
Liliana. Jeez, that seems like a creature you could run away with. I'll force a will pitching Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Okay.
So I'm down to 13.
Yep. Go to attack step.
Sure.
Come in for 4.
All right, I go down to 9.
The table's yours.
I need you to flip a 3-drop. Untap, draw. Talisman of Dominance.
Yep.
Hopefully, I'll get to dominate the game if I live. Go ahead.
Bob Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Caracas.
Oh, that's nice.
Draw.
So you lose a life and gain a fairy down to 3.
Yep. I'll play the Caracas.
Sure.
None of the cards in my hand are really worth playing right now. Let's go to the attack step.
Yep.
Come across for 5.
5 damage. So I go to 4. I need to make some pretty sweet rips to
Table's yours.
win this one, or John has to get really unlucky. Draw. Ooh. I'm gonna save that one. Go ahead.
All right. All or nothing here. Dark Confidant Trigger. How good are you, Bob? You're really good today.
Bob's good to you.
Bitter Blossom.
Yep. Down to 2.
And draw. Attack. Go for 6.
Yeah, and since I'm at 4 life, that puts me at dead.
Good game.
The games. Let's go to sideboard games. Okay, so for sideboarding, I'm taking out Force of Will because he plays a lot of discard in the form of Thoughtseize and Liliana and Inquisition. Like, we're pretending like I don't know that he's taking out his Inquisitions, but yeah, Force is just pretty bad. I mean, the only card that I really want to force probably is either Liliana or Bitter Blossom, but his token generator loses to my token generator, which is Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek, because I'm gaining life and making tokens while he's losing life and making 1/1 flying tokens. So hopefully, you know, I just beat him on that front. And I'm bringing in 2 Damnation because he plays tons of creatures, and it's a really nice reset button. I think Trinisphere will be decent against him because he's plays a lot of 1 and 2 drops, and it just, you know, makes him have to pay more. And Piling Needle because it hits Deathrite Shaman and Liliana situationally. So That's my sideboard strategy. John?
Okay, so I decided to take out 2 Inquisitions because most of his threats and the cards I'm worried about cost 4 or more, and Inquisition just can't take those. Granted, it can take a Chalice, but I'm bringing in Artifact Hate to kill Chalices or big cards. Some variations of this deck play Wormcoil Engine, stuff like that. And Batterskull, granted I do lose a lot of life. Revealing it off Dark Confidant is very bad, and he's not quite big enough to beat the 5/5 tokens that Tezzeret pumps out. Life from the Loam, though, is very good with Wasteland. He plays a lot of non-basics, and it lets me attack his mana base so he never gets to play his big spells.
Alright, let's see how games 3, 4, and 5 go. Alright, I'll be on the play again because I lost, so good luck.
You too, have fun.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is the kind of hand you want to keep with this deck. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is what I'm trying to do. So let's try it out.
I did draw a relevant sideboard card, and it just doesn't seem to have enough gas, so I'm going to pitch this.
You guys are awfully quiet over there.
Yeah.
If you talk,
We're just shuffling.
yeah, I know, but if you're talking between these mulligans, then I don't have to edit it.
So
Why did you keep your hands? Like, you can discuss
I'm-
why you mulligan like with each other. That's fine.
yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what cards you what hand did you mulligan?
I mulliganed 4 lands, Wasteland, Life from the Loam, Dark Confidant. No turn 1 interaction, only 1/2 drop, lose to Force of Will. Like, Life from the Loam is strong, but being on the draw, I'm not going to go all in on that hand.
Right, that is pretty all in. But your deck has a lot of value in it, so I think you'll be able to mulligan well. You have a lot of card advantage generation.
It's a pretty linear deck.
Yep. I did not board in Notion Thief because you don't play anything that draws cards.
Absolutely not.
Any players at home might be thinking, well, he plays Dark Confident, but that doesn't actually count as drawing cards because he just puts them directly into your hand, which is important to know.
Very similar, but not actually drawing cards.
Yeah, does not help me with Notion Thief. Notion Thief's really good against cards like Jace the Mind Sculptor,
Ancestral Visions.
Brainstorm, even like Ponder or Preordain. Time Spiral, it's a house. Enter the Infinite is really good to cast Notion Thief in response to, unless your opponent has more cards in their library than you do, because then you just die.
Sounds a little sketchy, but I'm going to try it. We'll see what happens.
Alright, I'm going to start things off with an Ancient Tomb, go to 18, Chalice at 1.
That is very, 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 very bad, and exactly why I didn't want to keep this hand. Verdant Catacombs,
Sure.
the table's yours.
Untap, draw. I'll go to 16, play Talisman of Dominance,
You got it.
go to 15 to make a black,
Yep.
and then I'll play an island for a blue, and I'll play a Baleful Strix. Trigger the draw.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Go to my draw step. Pass.
Untap, draw. Looks like you're pretty stuck on lands, which sucks for you.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and attack for 1. So you're down to 19. And I will play an Underground Sea and pass the turn.
Well, that's quite unfortunate. I keep not cracking this fetch land, but it seems like there's no lands on top anyway. I'll move to discard.
I have an end step effect.
That's fine.
Tap Talisman for a colorless mana, blue-black. I'll cast Thirst for Knowledge.
Yep.
Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'll discard a Seed of the Synod.
Yep. Seems good. I'll discard Lingering Souls for value.
That's a good card to
Go.
discard for value. Untap. Draw. Let's see. I'll what's the best way to do this? I will play an two. Sorry, I gotta do a little math here, folks. So that'll be 1, 2, 3.
So I'm going to be
4.
pretty worried if he plays Jace and starts Fate Sealing me.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'll pay 2 life and go to 13 to cast a Dimir Signet. Then I'll play Academy Ruins. Use the colorless and Signet to make blue-black. Tezzeret, Agent of Bolus.
Bad news bears.
And then I'm going to -1 Tezzeret, so he's at 2 loyalty, to make the Talisman into a 5/5.
Yep.
And I'll attack you for 6.
That is one big Llanowar Elf.
So you're
go
down
to
to 13,
13,
and then I'll pass.
Go to my turn. And we are failing miserably over here.
Oof, no lands.
Go to discard.
All right. Untap. I'll put a counter on this guy so we know he's a 5/5. Draw. I'll -1 Tezzeret again to make my Dimir Signet into a 5/5.
Yep.
And I will attack you for 11.
Okay, that puts me at 2.
2 life.
Draw my card, and once again, not a land, so I die.
So yeah, it looks like turn 1 Chalice of the Void is pretty relevant against John's deck. And the fact that he got mana screwed didn't really help his cause at all. I would have liked to see him draw a couple lands and maybe get a better match out of it, but you know, you take wins where you get them.
I'll play first. Good luck
Alright.
and have fun.
Good luck.
This is a hard decision. My gut says throw it away. I'm gonna give it a whirl.
My hand doesn't really do anything too special. I guess I can show you because I'm going to mulligan. I have like 3 4-drops. I have no acceleration, and I could get stuck at 1 mana if he has a wasteland. I mean, I have possible interactions with Piling Needle and Nile Spellbomb, but I don't think it's enough to keep, so I'm going to go to 6. Yeah, I would have liked to have like a little acceleration in that hand, because if I had the potential for a turn 2 Planeswalker, that might have been a reason to keep. But there's just too much potential to get blown out, so I didn't want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
We'll find out how this deck mulligans. One thing I'd like to note about this matchup is it seems, after playing a couple games, it seems like the blue-black Tezzeret deck was designed to beat a lot of decks that you will see in the current metagame, like you know, Rug Delver, or probably Esper Stoneblade, other combo decks that play like tons of 1-drops. It seems like that's what it's really tuned to beat, and John's deck is definitely off the beaten path. You don't see a lot of junk And when you do see junk, a lot of times you see like Knight of the Reliquary or Tarmogoyf, but your deck's a little more value oriented than those cards.
Yeah, there's no Tarmogoyfs lingering by.
Yeah. Like, Tarmogoyf's fine. You know, he's a big fatty, but really you're more interested in suiting up something with evasion and getting those triggers off of your Swords of Mirrodin.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
All right, to better sixes.
Not too good though.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this hand's bad too. I gotta hope for like the nut draw of a soul land. So I'm gonna ship this as well. Just one land, and I'm playing against heavy wasteland. I mean, not heavy wasteland, it's 4 wastelands. I had a non-basic on top, so wasn't the nut draw. So I'm comfortable with that mulligan. What was that you said earlier? When in doubt, pile it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pile shuffling because I'm very doubtful of a strong 5 right now.
Makes you draw better cards.
I hope so. I'm not entirely impressed with Jace in this matchup either. Maybe he's a card to board out, but the reason I left him in is one of the strong points of this deck is turn 2 4-drops, and a turn 2 Jace is much better than a turn 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, whatever Jace in this matchup. While I wouldn't say he's a very he's not a game ender like Tezzeret is. Tezzeret creates 5/5s, which your deck has a really tough time dealing with.
Yeah.
And he also just straight up ends the game with his ultimate. And looking at 5 cards is just like, the selection is just beautiful. All right. Perfect 5 right now. 1, it's a good start. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll try it.
Okay. I'll play a scrub land, and I'll thought seize you.
Sure.
Going to 18.
You're at 18. I was happy about this hand because of the basic island, so I don't just die to.
I'll take the Demir Signet.
Yeah, that seems relevant.
Table yours.
All right. Tap, draw. I will play my island and pass.
Draw step.
Marsh Flats.
Deathrite Shaman.
Death right.
Fetch.
Yep, down to 17.
I will fetch out a Bayou.
Sure. Bayou's pretty good.
Down on the Bayou. And I'm going to cast another Thoughtseize.
Why not? Down to 15.
Okay, let's take Thopter Foundry. That card's a problem for me.
All right. Yeah, it seems like generates a lot of value. Untap, draw, and things are going bad for us. Pass the turn. Hey John, remember that time when you didn't draw any lands the whole game?
It's because I touched your deck and cut you. I gave you all this bad voodoo.
Yep.
I'll draw.
So,
Okay.
need some pretty specific sequence of things to go right for me and wrong for you in order for me to pull back here.
So I've got some options. I think I'm just going to play these and try to pull away with it. Maximize my mana. Use all my mana I can every turn. So let's exile my Marsh Flat.
Yep.
And I'm going to make a green mana with that.
Sure.
And I'll make a white to play Quasi Pride Mage.
Sure.
And use my other 2 to play Stoneforge Mystic.
Why not?
And I'll grab Sword of Fire and Ice. Table's yours.
All right. Draw. Well, that's a card. Doesn't really do anything for us right now, but Ancient Tomb. Pass turn. Nothing's castable still.
That's rough. Discard can be extremely effective at stripping your opponent from their hand.
Oh yeah, targeted discard is
Amazing.
probably one of the best forms of removal or disruption. I guess I should say.
Another land?
No lands,
Alright.
no creatures.
So, I think... Let's attack for 3.
Yep, that exalted trigger sure does make him a 3/3. I'm at 17.
Okay, and I'm going to pass the turn.
All right, untap, draw. Why not? I'll pay 2 life and go down to 15. Play Sword of the Meek.
Resolves.
All right, and I will go to my end step at the end step.
Yep. At the end of your turn,
.com.
I'm going to exile my Thoughtseize to make you lose 2 life.
Sure. I'm going down to 13.
And I'm also going to activate Stoneforge Mystic.
Yep.
And put my Sword of Fire and Ice into play.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll untap and
Not even scared.
Let's equip the sword to the Stoneforge.
That seems good.
And I'll get in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's 5 damage.
2 to you from the Sword of Fire and Ice trigger.
So that turns into 7 damage. So I'm down to 6. So all I have to do
I'll draw a card.
is destroy his board. So I need to draw a Signet, a land, and a Wrath of God in my next card, my next 1 card.
Table's yours.
So this card needs to be 3 cards. Let's see. Draw.
Drum roll.
City of Traders is very much 1 card. City of Traders, go.
I'll swing in there.
And I will die.
Good game.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna try this hand out. It's not anything too amazing, but I'll just try it out.
We're gonna roll with this.
All right, so I'll start off with a polluted delta. We'll fetch down to 19, and I will grab a basic swamp, and then I'll go ahead and play a Nihil Spellbomb.
Nihil Spellbomb will resolve.
Go ahead.
Go to my turn, draw.
Hopefully I can get some value off that Spellbomb.
So this makes things a little interesting. I have a small decision to make here.
You're
Crack a
also
Marsh
at
Flat.
19.
I'm gonna grab a Bayou.
Yes, sir. All right. So,
We're gonna cast a Thoughtseize.
yep, Thoughtseize is pretty good.
Puts me at 17.
I kept a 3-lander with Ensnaring Bridge, Planeswalker, and a reset button. So, let's see what John takes.
I think I'm gonna take Damnation because
Yeah.
I don't like
That seems good.
reset buttons. Go
So
ahead.
hopefully I can draw into some ramp. That's not ramp. I'm just gonna pick these up because it makes it easier. I'll play a Dark Slick Shore and it comes in untapped because I control 2 or fewer lands. Go ahead.
Draw step.
Yep.
I'll play a Wasteland
Sure.
and Dark Confidant.
That's Dark Confident.
Table's yours.
Untap, draw. play an Underground Sea. And let's see. At this point, I think I will run out a Trinisphere.
That's pretty good.
See if we can, since he doesn't have 3 mana, hopefully he can't play anything. Go ahead.
Bob trigger.
Yep. I'm sure
Reveal
you'll
Deathrite Shaman.
draw your way out of that down to 16.
16. Draw step.
Mm-hmm.
Play Wasteland.
Look, 3 mana.
Attack for 2.
Yep. Down to 17.
The table's yours.
All right. Untap. Draw. This is not fun. Make 3 mana, and I'll play an Ensnaring Bridge.
Okay. Cards in hand?
Just 3.
Okay, that's fine.
And then I'll go ahead and pass.
During your end step,
The end
I'll make a green mana and Crows and Grip your Trinisphere.
That seems pretty good.
Dark Confidant trigger.
Yep.
Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, that lets all lands tap for black, folks. They're all swamps, as a matter of fact. Draw for turn. I will play the Urborg.
Yep.
It's pretty sweet with Wasteland. Now that pesky Trinisphere is gone, let's cast. Do you have any lands in your graveyard?
I have a Polluted Delta.
Okay. We'll play a Deathrite Shaman.
Yes.
And we will also play a Bitter Blossom.
All right.
And I'm going to Wasteland your Underground Sea.
Sure.
Attack for 2.
Yep. I'm down to 15.
The table's yours.
Untap. Draw. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play, make a blue and a black, play Engineered Explosives at 2. And hopefully it doesn't draw Abrupt Decay. Or have it already. Go ahead.
Okay.
Or something else.
I'll go to my draw step. Well, go to my upkeep first. I'm going to lay a Bitter Blossom first, and then Dark Confidant on top of it.
Okay.
Bob trigger, lose 2 life, I go to 14.
Alright, so
Draw step.
looks like my Explosives isn't gonna do anything entirely relevant this game.
I'm going to exile your Underground Sea from your graveyard
Sure.
to make a white mana,
Yep.
and I'm going to tap Bayou for a green.
Yep.
Cast Quasili Pride Mage.
Sure. We forgot the
I
Bitter
actually
Blossom
missed
token.
the Bitter Blossom.
We're gonna do it just for
13.
testing purposes.
I'll attack for 3.
Although in a
Trigger
big
exalted.
tournament, I wouldn't let you have it.
Yeah, absolutely. As if
So
this
I'm
was a
down to
competitive
12.
REL, that wouldn't fly.
Yep. But right now we're just trying to figure out what the maximum potential of these decks are.
I'm gonna pop Engineered Explosives,
Yep, it's dead.
and I will Wasteland Dark Slick Shores.
Yep, I'm dead.
Table's yours.
Alright, untap.
Wasteland
Draw.
is very good, folks.
I can't make a land drop this turn. I don't have any plays, so I'm gonna exile your graveyard, pay a black,
Yep.
draw a
Pretty
card.
good, actually, right now.
And this is not a land, and I have tons of cards in my hand, so Ensnaring Bridge doesn't do anything. Go ahead.
Upkeep, Bob trigger first.
Sure.
Inquisition,
Yep. Down to 12.
Bitter Blossom,
Down to 11.
draw step.
Okay.
I will exile Dark Slick Shores
Sure.
to make a white,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll cast Stoneforge Mystic.
Alright.
Let's tutor up. Sort of Fire and Ice seems pretty good here,
Yeah.
just in case you do make a comeback.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
I'm coming back.
Coming back for the next game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do have, several white cards in my hand that I cannot cast. Luckily, Deathrite Shaman let me cast the only one that mattered, which was Quasi Pride Mage.
I mean, I think you have enough board presence where you probably don't even have to do anything for the rest of the game except turn your guys sideways.
That was just the turning point.
Yeah.
3.
Attacking for 3. And I'm down to 9.
Table's yours.
Untap. Draw. Hey, what's up, Ancient Tomb? We're not going to cast anything. Go ahead. A lot of color dependencies going on.
Pop trigger.
I don't have 4 mana.
Go to 9, flipping a Liliana.
Sure. And then going down to
8. Yep.
So I had you at 11. So I think Liliana would bring you down to
7. Yep. I think
yeah.
that's correct.
So you're down to 7 overall.
Probably missed a Bitter Blossom because I'm bad. Trust it. Get in for 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. So I go to 5. Oh, you're attacking for 5. So I go to 4.
Can't activate the Stoneforge.
All right.
And I'll play
I'm not scared.
Deathrite Shaman.
Not scared. I mean, how can you lose with cards like these in your hand? Oh wait, we're about to find out.
And I'll cast an Inquisition, or else I'll have to discard it.
All right. You get a Baleful Strix, and
That's
I have
fine.
2 Jaces and 2 Tezzerets.
Rough. Go.
Tap, draw. All right. I'm gonna pay 2 life, make 2 colorless mana to transmute my Ancient Tomb into I'm dead.
Nice.
All right. I'll be on the play. Good luck.
Good luck. To spicy, ridiculous, absolute god 7 hand. 7
Two.
card hands.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from my experience, this deck mulligans pretty poorly. But I'm pretty sure that I just lose if I keep this hand. So I have to mulligan. Yeah, like
I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. I'm also going to mulligan.
I got 2 lands, nothing to play on turn 1 or 2 or 3. Well, no, something to play on turn 3, but nothing fantastic. Yeah, definitely mulliganing that. I'd like to get something more explosive. I know I can do it. I just have to draw the right cards in the right sequence. Supreme Wisdom.
Just got it out. Alright, I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just preferably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want you to work with videos.
You got that out.
Make sure he turns the mic off.
Oh my god.
Make sure you turn that on.
I was like, when I stopped recording, I'm like, oh, that was such a pain in the ass to put it together. I don't know why I put you at 2.
Eh,
I'm trying to think if like there's one you guys aren't thinking of, but I don't think there was. I think I just put it in the wrong place.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been losing like the whole time.
You won one.
I got one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of them is like, well, one game got mana screwed, but you're getting mana screwed like every game because you're just wastelanding it out.
He's wastelanding me. It's a combination of wasteland and he's thought seizing my or inquisitioning my signets, and he's taking away my early plays, which my early plays lead to my later plays. So I'm pretty sure it's just a really bad matchup.
Policy seems like a bad matchup.
Yeah. But it seems like John's deck is a really bad matchup for a lot of legacy right now. Like most people don't want to. There's tons of greedy mana bases going on in regards to like cascade lists, like being like 3 or 4 colors, lots of three color decks going on,
Yeah.
some 4 color decks. Even decks like Jund are getting pretty greedy, running very light on basics. All right, so game 6. Let's see if this is just variance or if it's as I suspect, and this is just a really bad matchup for blue-black Tezzeret.
I really expected these games to be very grindy and long. Maybe we just play quick.
Yeah. All right. I'll be on the play. Good luck.
You too. Have fun.
2, 3. Oh, are we drawing 7? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. New game.
4, 5, 6, 7. Now I absolutely have to mulligan this hand. 0 lands. Can't do a thing without lands. All these cards are sweet, but I can't play any of them.
This hand is not 100% optimal, but how picky can you be? That's the right question.
Yeah. Maybe I just need to learn how to shuffle better. If I could just shuffle so that the optimal combination of cards end up on top of my deck no matter where you cut. Yeah, I guess that's called cheating.
I'm gonna try.
I
keeping this hand.
need to learn how to cheat in order to beat you. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of decks that are a bad matchup for you. I think probably the mirror match, and it just depends who gets the nuttier draw. I think Rug Delver could be tough for you, but with Lingering Souls and Stoneforge Mystic, if you get through the first couple of turns, I think it's smooth sailing against
Yeah.
Rug Delver.
I
It just
definitely
depends.
have some nut double delver hands with a good days on one of my 2 drops or something.
Yeah, it depends on how like stifly and wastelandy their hands get.
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 4, 5, 6. This is pretty much what the deck's trying to do. So I'll keep it. Turn 1, City of Traders, Chalice at 1.
That's
Then I'll
very
pass.
Turn 1, I will play. Let's set him back a little bit. Wasteland.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Let's set him back all the way. Go ahead.
Can't play any 1-drop, so go ahead.
Can't play anything at all, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right.
That was totally a misplay. I didn't see that.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Too many
5,
colors in
6,
my hand,
7.
folks.
Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Let's play Bitter Blossom.
Yep, that's fine.
Go ahead.
Draw. This is, yeah, we're gonna lose this game. Go to discard.
Yep.
I'll pitch a Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Upkeep, I'll go to 19. Make a Bitter Blossom token. Draw step. I have to go to discard.
Sure.
I'm going to discard Swords to Plowshares.
Okay.
Table Shoulders.
I'm gonna play with my hand face up because it doesn't matter. Island. Play a Piling Needle, and I'll name Liliana of the Veil.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Upkeep, go to 18.
Yep.
Draw step.
Oh, you know what? That was a misplay. I should have named Kazali Pride Mage, but that's a 1 of. Liliana's a 3 of.
Attack for 1.
Yep, 19.
The Table Shoulders.
Untap. Draw. Go ahead.
Okay. End of your turn.
Sure. In your turn, make a ham sandwich that's better than
Abrupt Decay.
this deck.
The Chalice.
Yep, Chalice is dead.
Go to my upkeep, go to 17.
Mm-hmm.
Draw step. Okay, let's start doing some things.
Oh, I wish I got to do things.
I'll play a couple Deathrite Shamans.
Yep.
And attack for 2.
Yeah, I go to 17.
And I'll cast a Thoughtseize,
All right.
putting me at 15. I'll take Damnation.
Oh,
Table's yours.
interesting decision. Oh my God, land. What do? God, what do I want to transmute for? Anything? I mean, if I transmute the piling needle, I could get. I can't get anything that costs 2. I really want to get a signet. Ooh, I know what I could do. I'll transmute the piling needle, and I will go get a Seat of the Synod.
Okay.
And then I'll pass.
Upkeep, go to 14.
Yep.
Making
I mean,
another Bitter Blossom token.
I'm pretty sure I'm still dead anyway, but I'm pretty proud of myself for figuring that out.
Yeah. How many lands are in your graveyard?
1.
Okay. We'll cast. Cast Quasli Pride Mage.
Sure.
And I'll fetch.
Mm-hmm. Down to 13. John's at 13?
We'll grab another Bayou.
Yep. Bio's
If I
good.
can find it. I'll exile one of the lands in your graveyard.
The only land in my graveyard.
Make a white
For
mana
now.
and cast Lingering Souls.
Sure.
These are going to be my Lingering Soul tokens.
How about use
Actually,
these?
Forgot
We got
about
some
these.
fancy spirit tokens. Let's
I'm not,
take
I'm not used to
advantage.
being this fancy.
This is pretty fancy for
This
us.
is way fancier than me. I'm going to attack for 3. We'll go with 3.
All right. I'm down to 14.
Table's yours.
All right. Let's see. What do I want here? Oh yeah, a land that's black. That's not it. I'll play a Demir Signet, and then I'll play a Thopter Foundry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Um,
I'm doing stuff.
I'm going to exile my Marsh Flats.
Yes.
And I'm going to blow up Thopter Foundry during your end step.
Oh, gosh. Every time I do stuff, you just do more stuff.
Upkeep.
Yep.
Lose another life. Go to 12. Draw.
Yep.
Wasteland's really good right here. Blow up Underground Sea.
Yep.
Attack for 4,
Yep.
5, 6. Let's go in for 6.
All right. Down to 8.
Tap that differently. Sword of Fire and Ice.
Sure.
Table Shores.
A black land would still be pretty sweet right now. That's a black land. Fetch. Down to 7. I think I'm just gonna get a basic swamp. Yeah, basic swamp. And I'll go ahead and make black. Tap this to make blue black and blue, and I'll Damnation.
Seems pretty good. In response, I'm going to float black mana and activate Deathrite Shaman, removing transmute artifact from your graveyard, make you lose 2.
Alright, I'm down to 5.
Okay, so all my dudes die. Do 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 do. These guys are totally dead. Alright, go to my turn. Lose a life. Go
Yep.
to 11.
Yep. Now I need like 2 more mana and a Snapcaster Mage.
Draw a step. Okay, let's cast Stoneforge.
Sure.
Tutor up. sort of feast and famine.
Alrighty.
And I will equip Fire Ice to this Bitter Blossom token.
Okay. So that is representing lethal damage.
Table's yours.
Untap. Draw. Has protection from blue, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and play Jace. And I'll brainstorm with Jace. And maybe I'll draw into something Luxacky. 1, 2, 3. And I might as well just put all of those back, because none of those deal with that. I wish I could have -1'd it to bounce it,
Yeah.
but
Sword of Fire and Ice is that
Yep.
good.
and Tezzeret doesn't really do anything, because I could draw 5, or I could make a tapped 5/5 that doesn't block a flyer anyway. So yeah, I did all I could, I think. Let me know in the comments if anybody thinks I could have done something different to change the outcome. I'm very interested to hear. This is my first time playing this deck, so that's an excuse for me losing. But no, seriously, if you have any comments, any different lines of play that you saw that I missed, I would really love to hear about it. What I take away from this is that it's a pretty bad matchup for me. With my pretty weak mana base, pretty fragile, very easily disrupted. A lot of my powerful hands hinge on me ramping out on turn 1, which didn't happen very often for me, and then playing a huge bomb on turn 2, which didn't ever happen for me either. But that's not saying it can't happen for you. Won't happen if you don't try, that's for sure. Do you have any thoughts, John?
Yeah, I was actually surprised. We didn't get to see all the interactions in the deck. Obviously, you can only see so much in 5 or 6 games. But one of the interactions I was really looking forward to, a good blowout for me, would be using swords to plowshares. You don't play very many creatures,
Right.
but using swords on an animated chalice or an animated
Yeah.
anything, that's like a huge blowout, you know.
It is.
Takes
It's a
a
whole
lot of
loyalty
tempo away.
counter, and like a lot of the attraction to using that loyalty counter to make a creature is either to put early pressure on, and if you can solve the pressure for 1 mana, that's
Yeah.
just awful. Or if it's if it's my only blocker, and that's like what's going to keep Tezzeret alive, that's
Yep.
also a huge blowout.
Yeah, or you know, sorting a land, just sorting any of his items that he's already played. You know, spent turn 2 to play Chalice of the Void, and then I get the Swords to Plowshare it. Granted, it's probably on 1. I can't do that, but you could kill a Pithing Needle or Seed of the Synod. Killing that seems really, really good.
Yep, totally relevant. Well, John, thanks for stopping by and showing us your junk deck. Anybody who wants to try it, I think it's really well positioned in the current meta game. It's a homebrew, like John made it himself. So being friends with John makes me, pretty proud to see great success come from a homebrew. It's definitely not something that anyone can do. Just pick up and make a deck that beats tier 1 decks. So hopefully we'll be seeing your name in the
I hope
limelight.
so.
All right,
Good games.
good games.